So, what are we doing today, Dawn?
We're going to do online check-in.
Because we're staying at a Walt Disney Resort that we've never stayed in before.
And we are closer than 60 days, so we're going to go ahead and do our online check-in.
So you need to go to the Walt Disney World website, obviously. Log in to your My Disney experience. Go into your reservations.
And we're going to start check-in right there.
So it asks you to put in your cell phone number, and I'm assuming that's for the text.
Yes, that's for the text. Because even though they know my phone number, apparently they forgot it for this.
You might change it, I guess.
You can change it. Change the email and change, and then check-in time is at 3 o'clock. But
if you're driving in and you're going to be there sooner, or you flew in and you're going to be there sooner, you can check an earlier time.
And that way, if they can have your room ready, they will.
But I would not choose a time later, because later than 3, in case you got there earlier than you were planning.
Yeah, and I don't know that really, I agree. I don't think there's any benefit in that. And then you can skip all of this part, but I do not recommend it. Do the show details, and that way you can make sure that you have a credit card assigned to your for your incidentals, because otherwise that's not a fun surprise when you try to use your Magic Band.
All right, and when we went to the Animal Kingdom Lodge, we did online check-in, but they did not charge the card for the remainder of the fee, whatever. And so when we got there, we still hadn't gotten our email about our room designation, so we had to go up to front desk, and it's because they hadn't. We had to finish paying.
We went to the parks. We waited till 4 o'clock. Yeah. We gave them all kinds of time, and then we're like, you know what, we gotta go check. But yeah, they didn't let us know at all. And then
you still owe.
And then and if you were paying, we think that if you're paying, if it's a room only, you should call to pay it in full, or else you might still have to go to the front desk. That's been our
unless
experience.
You're wanting to pay it in cash, I guess.
True. In which case you're going to go to the front desk. So just be aware of that.
So you don't need to do online check-in.
Room location request, yeah. Unless you did have a room, if you had room location, I would do online check-in, but they don't give us one.
For the Wilderness Lodge.
For the Wilderness Lodge, yes. But and one of the people, when I talked to him on the phone, what they said online check-in does is it actually orders these. So if we requested a certain place, say we were staying in movies and we requested Toy Story, then we would be earlier in the line than somebody that online checked in tomorrow and requested Toy Story. So, and you gotta remember that people are moving out as you're moving in, so it may or may not be available. But we're gonna, since we don't have any choices here, we're gonna go to Touring Plans next week and choose a specific room to have them faxed, and we'll talk all about that next week. So be sure, hit subscribe.
And the little bell, so you're notified when we upload that video.
Because you're going to want to know how to do this, I promise.
So some of the room requests, though, would be things like, I want to be near the elevator, I want to be on the first floor type thing. Mm-hmm. Take your resort into consideration before you make your choices about what you're requesting.
And if you don't know about it, you definitely want to see that video, because even if you don't want to, that we got next week, because even if you don't want to request a specific room, you can look at the map. You can see the rooms. I mean, you can really have a good idea of what you're going into.
And several of them, you can see what the view is from that room.
Especially the values, you can see them all.
All the rooms?
All the rooms.
So you can, because our parents had a garden view, but when you looked out their window, I mean, you had to be standing in the exact right place to see any kind of greenery. So it was kind of, if they'd known that ahead of time, they would have chose a different room.
I uploaded their pictures to the Touring Plans thing so people could see that. So yeah, that way you can have a good idea of what you're going into. Now the hotel account PIN, you need to have those set before you do online check-in, or else you will have to go to the front desk. And you do that in the My Disney Experience under Profile.
And each person has their own PIN number.
So if you manage someone else's profile, you're going to need to choose one for them as well. And you can't, even though it says, you're going to have to...
Now, I have a question.
What?
If you have small children, do they have a can attach to their card?
Mm-hmm. That's what stops them from charging. Because you don't tell them the PIN.
Okay.
Just don't tell them. And then they can't charge. I think you can turn on and off
Right, because
charging ability.
We had no charging on some of the smaller children.
Yeah, I think I just didn't tell them the PIN. I think that's how I did it. I'm not sure. And make sure your reservation address is correct, because that's where all of your goodies are going to come to. Everything look good to you, Christina?
Yep, looks all ready to me.
All right, save. So, we're all checked in, but let's say we forgot something. You can update the check-in to... And see, now everything is in the blue. But you can go in and anything that you could edit before, you can still edit. But we're not going to change anything, so I'm going to cancel that. So that is how you do online check-in.
Easy peasy.
Lemon squeezy. If you learned something today, we would, or maybe you didn't, maybe you just want to say hello. We would love it if you click the thumbs up. Thumbs up. And I have now put Christina out of commission. Hit the subscribe button, which is going to be around here somewhere.
And make sure you hit that little bell to notify you the next time we post a video.
She's Christina.
And she's Dawn.
And we will see you next time.